Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and delete that because that was a test run. Alright, so Elden Ring as the Perfumer. Actually, hold up a moment. Why am I not getting sound? Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's why. Alright, so we will be playing as the Perfumer. So, for the Convergence mod, from an objective standpoint, the Perfumer is actually the worst option. And there's a good reason it's the worst option. And we're gonna want the combat remnant. Load favorite. There we go. So, there's a reason we're choosing the combat remnant. The Perfumer is unique in which all of its good stuff is only available in the DLC. This presents a rather unique problem. And not a good one. Okay. Oh, there we go. Because the problem is they only give you this, which is the Fire Spark perfume bottle, which is objectively speaking the worst perfume bottle. And in order for perfume bottles to really perform optimally, they need to have another perfume bottle in the offhand. Which means you have to go to the DLC to really make this work. That being said, we do have a bit of a saving grace in the form of the crossbow and the combat remnant we picked up as our starting item. So this is where we start off. Now let's go ahead and grab this over here. And the first order of business is we need to go ahead and rest at the site of grace so we can make the absolutely bonkers item we need to actually do anything. So the Quiver Talisman allows us to not consume ammunition when using a bow. This is unfortunately the most important item in the game for us right now. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something I wouldn't normally do, and first order of business, we're gonna hit up the Table of Lost Grace. Now, the Table of Lost Grace, we really don't have much reason to be here, other than the fact that, downstairs, there is an item we're gonna need to really carry us through a good chunk of things for now. So, going down the hall, You would normally unlock this using a stone sword key. And you would get these 20 black key bolts, which really, in the base game, you really would not be using this. But here, this is the only way we can really do Scarlet Rot at the moment. But, outside of that, we basically need to go get started. So our first order of business is to start collecting pretty much anything we can. So we're going to do some exploring of the Albanuric village first. And it's only fitting our first opponent is a fellow Perfumer. Yeah, this is why I went and started with the combat remnant, because as it stands, the only way we're gonna be able to stand up to most things is with a large amount of rot arrows, which unfortunately really don't do us much good against enemies that can also fight back. Now, the question is there gonna be a boss over here that we can start off by facing? Yes, the Omen Killer is in fact over there. Now, unfortunately, the crossbow enemies have a bit of a problem here. They are auto-coded to dodge. Like, I kid you not, it's actually a problem here. And unfortunately, my opponent has the high ground now. And I wasn't able to dodge in time. So, this is gonna be a continual problem for us. This is actually the reason why I can never recommend archery in any, Souls game. Because, basically, the combat system in this game, when you shoot a projectile, the AI is normally able to automatically detect it, and when they do, they are hard-coded to dodge it before it reaches them. And the only time you can actually get a hit in is when they decide to move. Or when they decide to go for an attack. Which really makes this a big problem. On boss enemies, though, it's not as big of a problem. Because boss enemies are usually gigantic and not that hard to miss. unfortunately, we basically have to get the rot proc on this guy. Like, if we can get the rot on him, it does quite a bit. Unfortunately, we also have a tendency to freeze up the moment we get hit. And now he's seemingly stuck there. There we go. Second time with the charm. In which we get another combat remnant and heirloom remnant. Which we're gonna need these for what will come next. So with that out of the way, we're gonna head back to the side of Grace. We're gonna get our first level or so into Vigor. Now, for the Perfumer, we're actually in a really weird situation. We actually want to level just Vigor and Arcane at the moment. Now, unfortunately, the Sharpshoot Talisman does not work for the crossbow. You cannot aim with the crossbow, so you get no points from it. Now, that being said, the Arrow Soaring Sting Talisman at the moment is definitely the way to go. And we're going to go ahead and grab the Outer God Heirloom for more arcane damage. Because more arcane is good for status effects at the moment. So this will boost the power of our crossbow at the moment. Now we're going to have to make a bit of a journey here. Unfortunately, the Perfumer's starting location is actually kind of garbage. But, in the Convergence mod, there are, like, a number of locations that we can sort of go to have a bit of a shortcut to every boss fight. Problem is, some of these boss fights are significantly harder than others. Now, the boss fight we're gonna go to isn't exactly that difficult. And I have a good reason for hitting up that one first. Reason we're hitting up that one first is because, lo and behold, this will get us to the other ones, which will knock out the easy ones, so we can go grab all the healing items we need. Because if we really want to start popping off, there are, like, a couple of things we need to grab. Which pretty much means we need to go grab every healing item we can. Because, unfortunately, all of the Perfumer's good stuff is locked behind the, DLC. I'm talking the fully automatic crossbow, the... what was it? The, perfume bottles, and even the, like, general weapons you would use are locked behind the DLC. Now then, I'm gonna get on my pony and jump up here so I don't have to deal with going and getting an emote. Like, I don't really need this, because we aren't going to be casting spells. Unless I really decide, like, I want to use pest threads or something. But pest threads is really only useful at very specific points in the game. So, unfortunately, this enemy up here, I don't think you can rot this guy. Like, if you can rot this guy, then I will be impressed, but I'm fairly certain you cannot rot him. That being said, you can do a good chunk of damage here. That being said, I should have grabbed a knife before coming over here. Okay, well, this may be a problem. Whoa, 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 these things shoot lasers? Since when could they do that? That is terrifying. Worst thing is I can't even rot this guy. Oh, hey, we knocked him down. Now, you would think I would attack the center and do a bunch of crit damage, but I don't have a weapon I can actually crit damage with. Which actually is a problem, now that I think about it. I think what I'm gonna need to do is I'm going to need to head to the round table real quick and see if there's, like, anything there with blood on it. Alright, we'll go ahead and put points into Vigor and Arcane. Alright. So, head to the round table and see if there's anything there I can buy with, what little money I have. I doubt I can actually afford anything. Alright, there's a knife. Bloodstained dagger. Curved great club, short spear. Alright, we will just take the knife, because I just need some sort of generic melee weapon for critical hits. On the offhand, it's a chance. But now we need to go ahead and start gathering up the items we need to gather. While also taking on what boss fights we come across. So each of these portals here will lead me to a different boss fight. So we'll start with the Stormhill boss fight and work from there. Because, this one is just the grafted Scion. And I can rot this guy. No problem. Downside is this guy literally has built-in defense against archery. Yeah, fun fact, a good chunk of the enemies in Stormhill have, like, shields just to prevent archery from being effective. And even then, like, Godric the Grafted, when he does, like, anything with his whirlwind attacks, that actually has a bunch of built-in, arrow deflection. Like, it will actually deflect the arrows back at you. Alright. We will focus on leveling Arcane and, things of that nature. Let's go ahead and... Since we did Stormhill, we will now do, Weeping Peninsula. Like, we're gonna do all of these, so I just have, like, a bunch of teleportation points to get through. Because, we basically want to clear out all of, this area here. Now, this enemy is gonna be really easy because it is weak to Rod. But it's not weak to me being a dumbass. And now it's firing lasers. Yep, now I can't see. There we go. Easy victory. And this is really kind of the best way to go about gathering some easy levels while we're here. Alright, now we need to go to the one in the Mistwood. Because there's all sorts of things over here that will just make our lives significantly easier. And interestingly, this is a Erdtree Guardian that, unlike the other two enemies, is coded to easily dodge my attacks. And can also heal itself. But also, it is apparently very weak to fire. Who would have thought a creature made of tree would be weak to fire? Yeah, this is why I'm gonna need to stock up on a bunch of different bolts to actually make this doable. Yeah, interesting thing about the crossbow, you can in fact easily switch between ammunition types. Which, the crossbow does have that going for it. There we go. Okay, so with that out of the way, we've basically unlocked 3 super convenient teleportation points. Now, first order of business, we basically need to clear out a good chunk of the, Weeping Peninsula. Now, normally, in a basic Elden Ring playthrough, you actually want to clear the Weeping Peninsula and the bosses first. But in this, you actually want to go deal with Godric first. In the Convergence mod, we're kind of encouraged to just do everything for Limgrave and then go to the Weeping Peninsula. Like, the only reason to come down here is to knock out the easy bosses and then move on. Because you quickly find that the bosses over here have gotten a pretty significant buff. There's also, like, places like this that got added on. Okay, this is the path of the Necromancer. So this would be a Necromancer spawn point. And what is the Blighted Branch? This is definitely an item that was added into the mod. So this is a glintstone staff that's for death sorcery. That scales with int and faith. And somehow I can actually wield it. Would not recommend it though. Alright, so now we need to go to the next church. Now we're going to want to hit up the next church. Because we need the item from that. And I could go get the winged scythe from in here. You know what? I think I'll do that. Why not? Why not? We'll be an easy knockout. There we go. Some easy ruins to pick up. Page gloves. And winged scythe. That does remind me. I do need to look up, like, where to get the, Perfumer's armor. Like, I am interested in getting, like, the jar cannon at some point. Unfortunately, like, all of the, like, Perfumer weapons, you have to go really far out of your way to get. The Depraved Perfumer set you can get from the Shaded Castle, Omen Killer set, Perfumer's Rumor, and Perfumer's Grotto. But we'll have to go out of our way for those. I am interested in taking on the Everjail over here. But we will get to that in, like, a second or two. So let's hit up the Site of Grace over here. And that is the Draconic Epitaph. That is not normally there. Alright, so we will use the Sacred Tears we've picked up to increase the amount we heal by, and we'll pump a point into Vigor. So we will go deal with the Everjail boss over here to unlock a teleport. Enter the Everjail. Oh, okay, yeah, I do not have enough distance on this guy. Yeah, interestingly, for whatever reason, like, the fire spark bow, the fire bolts don't seem to trigger the dodge mechanic for some reason. And I cannot for the life of me figure out why. Like, I cannot for the life of me figure out why the Perfumer bolts do not trigger the dodge mechanic. Like, it's really weird. And hey, there's another combat remnant. Like, I for the life of me cannot figure out why this does not trigger the, like, built-in dodge mechanic that the other bolts do. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe there's some sort of, like, weird thing with, like, the Perfumer's bolt that just straight up, doesn't trigger the, like, projectile path for, certain enemies. Like, who knows? Like, there are times where Elden Ring is basically a silly game. There are times.
Well, there's been an age, how can I? Have a safe journey.
So, next order of business, we're gonna go, we're gonna go access a hidden fight over here. Because, I want to pick some more things up. Yep, okay, so the Perfumer's bolts are probably what I'm gonna end up be using quite a bit, just because of the amount of, enemies that are hard. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, well, shoot. Well, this is a problem. Well, okay. Oh, well, shoot. Alright, well, come on around the corner, please. Well, we rotted him. Yeah, okay, this guy is a fucking tank. Oh, I died. Alright, so now we know there's a guy up there that was not there in the base game. This may be a problem. May be a problem. Alright, we'll go with the blue dancer charm. While I'm at it. Mixed Wonders Physique. So, let's go ahead and boost Arcane. And let's go ahead and boost Arcane and Dex. Because that is what my crossbow currently scales off of. And we need to get to what I want to get to. Because there's a couple items in the game that require us to go out of the way to get things. Like, sadly, I don't have an actual way of dealing with the, guy up here. So we're basically gonna have to, play a silly game here of... Can I bait this guy off of here? Yes, yes I can. So, okay. So this guy... Whoa! Okay, I think I'm gonna need to come back when I can actually bypass that shield. Because, that guy, unfortunately, seems to, how do I put this? That guy seems to have a way of bypassing certain things that I did not expect was possible. Oof. On the upside, we now have a plan for, how we're gonna deal with them. Like, I am gonna have to, basically loop him up and down here. And possibly use what pots I have from when we started the game. Alright, come on. Yes, yes, that's what we want. Yes, yes, we need to, basically shoot this guy every time he tries to come up. Is this mean? Oh, certainly, yeah. but does it work? Yes. Yeah, funny enough, going this way in the base game is actually one of the few ways you can actually bypass a certain number of things. Oh, wait, hold up a moment. Does this mean we can, like, just straight up head into the royal... Oh! Oh, this means you could technically just head straight into the royal capital if you wanted to. No wonder they made it so hard to get up here. Like, that actually explains a lot. In a silly number of ways. Whoops. Whoop. Well, wasn't able to roll out of this. Oh, what? I dodged that. Alright, come on. Just go down already, please. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no reward for doing that other than this chest over here. But an heirloom remnant is an heirloom remnant, which we wanted to go pick up. So, now we need to go over this way and pick up a couple items over here. We will be, skipping a couple things, though. And what? Why was my horsey not summoning itself? There we go. Horsey away. So we're gonna cross the bridge, and then we're gonna head up to the madness-infected village, and grab the sacred tier up there. And I probably should hit up at least the mines to try and upgrade my fire bottle as well as my what is it called? The crossbow. But there's a couple things around here where we have to like stop to go collect. One of them being the bell bearing over here. Because this gets us a couple of things we're gonna need for crafting later. Like there are so many things to like go pick up in the Convergence mod, but like the way I'm doing it is we just grab them as we go. Because I'm grabbing a bunch of places I am gonna have to like return to as well. Somber Stone. And we can get out of here. We got the Sacred Tear. We can go move on to the next thing I need to go grab. Now, I do believe they've changed some things over on this tower. Because somehow there's a way to get over there. And I'm not sure how. Because they've added on things in the Convergence mod that even I don't have all the answers to. Because there's a whole bunch of things you're technically supposed to go do as, like, extra stuff in this. But it's optional. Now, this is the first of the many golden seeds I'm going to need to collect for more healing. Now, this is the point where we stop doing anything with the, Weeping Peninsula for now. So, interestingly enough, you actually do have to, like, do this entire area. But you're honestly more inclined to skip over it and come back to it later. Because the bosses in this area are on par with Godric. So you kind of want to come back to this later and be like, yeah, I'll come back later. I don't feel like getting my butt kicked at the moment. Now, there should be a gigantic bear here. Now, here's the thing. You can cheese the bear by hiding in here. Like, I will repeatedly just, just hide underneath here and let the rot do the talking. Downside is I can't actually hit the guy. He actually hit me there. There we go. The bear has been eliminated. The bear just could not bear the scarlet rot. Alright. Grab the combat remnant. We're gonna need those beast bones for later. Alright, are are we heading in the right direction? No, we need to head over that way. Because there are some things we're going to want to pick up here. And over here as well. Because the Perfumer needs a bunch of crafting materials to get all the bolts they need. Yeah. So if we go to item crafting, like if we go to bolts, like you basically need 3 thin beast bones. And that takes 3,000 runes per bolt crafted. Like, there is a reason archery is kind of problematic. And now, Frenzy Bone Bolt is Frenzy. And we aren't going to want to touch that for a while. Fulgur Bloom, Halig Bloom. We already have Rot. Death Blight, Blood, Cold, and Putrid. But this is the most important bell bearing for the Perfumer, because because until we get to the DLC, we basically have to be hard carried by the crossbow, which in its own way really kind of sucks, because crossbows get awful scaly. Increase the amount healed. Oh, I am somehow on... Oh, that's unfortunate. My Blue Dancer charm is not effective right now. Because, I am too heavy with my knife on hand. Whoops. It's fine. We got plenty of remnant crafting. I guess for the time being, we can use the Ritual Sword Talisman to just slightly boost our attack. Like, it's just slightly. We're probably gonna have to pump a point or two into endurance at some point. Alright, I have no reason to stick around and get shot, but there is a, thing we're gonna need here. Ooh, smithing stone. We could use that. Shame the, crossbow uses, somber. Yeah, I am just gonna take these guys out so they aren't gonna be a problem. Alright. So in we go. Alright. Deal with those guys before they become a problem. And there's the rat. Darn it. Like, that's what I was concerned about. And there's another. Ah, dang it! I just wasted a heal. But you want to take out the ooh, rune art. You want to take out the like commoners before they become a problem. Now up here is the guy that's going to be a problem. Now that guy fell to his death. Well, okay. Ash of War is actually what we want. Because Ashes of War allow us to put bleed on the knife, which will allow me to make it scale off of Arcane, which we're gonna be, pumping a good chunk of, our points into. Because ideally speaking, we'd get the poison and, other, runes. I mean bottles. Yeah, I've seen that joke. It's insomnomnomnomnomnomia. Ooh. And welcome to the stream, Lick. We are currently, well, I am cheesing my way through this with the power of a crossbow. And I've discovered that for some reason, the enemies do not detect, I do not have invasions on. I'm playing through, I'm playing on a mod, and, I've generally found that invasions make things unstable. Yeah, like, that's the downside, is I have found that invasions make things unstable for streaming, which is really kind of annoying. My internet does not like it when people connect to me. It's really kind of annoying. But then again, like, FromSoft has never really been good at the whole multiplayer thing. Like, I kind of feel like they put multiplayer in these games as kind of like they're required to do so by their publisher. Alright, this one guy just magically somehow moves just enough to avoid my attacks. It's glorious. There we go. The downside of using a crossbow is every crossbow just does not... Well... Every crossbow just is not very effective in this. Alright, we're gonna want to take out this guy here. Yeah, they got dodges. Yeah, like, it is a fatal flaw for pretty much the crossbow and all archery-based weapons in this game that they are not able to keep up with the enemy's, hit detection. And I see the enemy over there. Okay. Oh, okay. You, sir, have really strange hit detection there. But the power of rot overcomes a lot. The power of brain rot is just too strong. Yeah, crossbows are great for tracking players, but against enemies, it's really weird. Alright, let's see where this teleport goes to. I think this teleport just takes me to, like, Radahn's castle. Like, I don't really have a reason to go over this way. I'll just grab the side of Grace for later. I fired that shot 5 years ago. And it shall hit you 5 years in the future at the exact spot that you end up in. Oh, that is such a... That is such a, silly thing that it's actually quite accurate. Alright, let's grab this, flash charge we need. Because I'm in the, like, early game stage of, like, running around and grabbing all the flasks. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's a lot of archery in some games as well. Alright, we'll just run past all the bears so I can grab the, what's it called? Things I need to grab up here. And then I can just go fight Margit the Fell. Like, we're at a point where I can probably comfortably fight Margit after, like, an hour of playtime. Because, unfortunately... Oh, yeah. Like, so, in Elden Ring Night Rain, that is actually a big reason why people just straight up don't use any of the great bows. Because, imagine you're trying to hit, like, a boss enemy in, like, Elden Ring Night Rain, where all the bosses are, like... absolutely gigantic. And then, like, lo and behold, you can't even hit the guy in front of you because it's just, like, a single centimeter off. It's bad. Alright, so now we head over this way. Because I need to go do the silly things in Liurnia. Like, it's absolutely silly just how bad the great bows are. Like, the only redeeming feature of the great bows are usually their Ash of War. And that depends on whether you can change it to, like, one of the two good ones. Or if it comes with one already. And I'm going to do something I don't normally do and kill Kenneth Height. Because, oh. Some of the nails in the floor have been sticking out of the ground. and you just stepped on one by your desk, grabbed the hammer, and can't find it. Oh, that's awful. I know exactly how that feels.
To the true order and celebrated repudiator of the false.
Yeah, I'm just taking this guy's stuff. Like, normally you don't kill Kenneth Haight because he gets you access to an easy, like, Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone later on in the game. But in the Convergence mod, that quest line is broken. So there's no point in doing it. Good luck finding that nail, and hope you have a good bite to eat. I'm probably gonna end up making myself like something after stream, but I figured I would stream tonight because I can't stream tomorrow, and I'm not gonna be streaming. I'm probably not gonna stream on Sunday because I've run into a thing where I may or may not be busy. But I am working Friday and Monday, guaranteed, so there is that. Alright, time to shoot this guy. Oh, I done fucked up. Whoops. There we go. We got him. Needed to grab this side of grace, because lo and behold, this side of grace is rather annoying, but it's also the, like, most convenient one. But that's another flask down. And now we need to, hit up the Everjail. We'll go hit up the Everjail. Then we will, hit up the, like, sole remaining church in Liurnia. And then we'll go fight Margit the Fell. But it also might be a good idea to, like, just go upgrade my crossbow while I'm at it. Because we're kind of being hard carried by my crossbow at the moment. Which is, in itself, kind of a problem. Because I do not believe we'll be able to really do anything in the DLC until we at least get to level Vigor to about 30. And we're currently only, like, what, level, we're only about 27. Like, beating Margit should be able to get us to the DLC. And this may be a problem. Yeah, I forgot how awful this guy's range is to deal with. Yeah, I will deal with that ad bot here in a second. There we go. Got him. Shimmering Rune of Thorns. Yeah, I will deal with that advertising bot. Up, game froze for a second here. Hold up a moment. Okay, I may need to restart the game. Oh, okay. Whoops. Alright, make sure I'm not... Okay, I can heavy attack. Okay. Good. Oh, you can, in fact, actually aim this. What? Since when could you aim the crossbow? You mean to tell me I could have been aiming the crossbow this entire time? I'm kind of mad about that. I could have been aiming the crossbow the entire time. Oh, I am salty. I am the saltiest. I am salt incarnate right now. Like, gosh diggity darn it. I could have been aiming with the crossbow this entire time. Oh. Gosh darn it. Like, I thought you could only lock on with the crossbow. Alright, we're gonna go upgrade my crossbow before we go fight Margit. Because there's two cave systems we could go to here. And I forgot to pick up a torch, didn't I? Well, looks like I'll be fighting in the dark here a bit. Oh well. We'll be fighting in the shadows. Alright, so it seems if I can get all three shots on the, on these guys, I can rot them to death pretty much instantly after the 3 shots connect. That being said, they are vulgar militia, and vulgar militia are a problem no matter how you look at it. But we need these smithing stones. So, I can't exactly be picky about getting down here. Oh, why is there a Faramazula Beastman down here? What is going on? Well, smithing stone is smithing stone, I guess. Then again, they do in the Convergence mod, they do things to, like, mess with the players. Like, removing this, area down here. Okay. Strange. Oh, that guy died in midair. Whoa, this is not cool at all. I can't see at all. That is not cool, bro. That is not cool. I'ma charge you 15 million Minecraft dollars as your crimes against free America. Oh, okay, so this guy was auto-coded to dodge, but the other guy wasn't. Weird, okay, but ooh. Potential Somber Stone. Yeah, we need that. We need the Somber Stones for our upgrades. Alright. Any smithing stone over here? Okay, yep. Smithing stone. Alright, well, this guy instantly gets rotted, it seems. Well, that's not good. Nope. Easy boss fight is easy boss fight. Well, okay. Let's go see how much I can upgrade my crossbow and potentially the, fire spark bottle. So, we can upgrade that twice, and we have enough smithing stones to get my, perfume bottle to, +4. So, I am gonna make an executive decision, and we're gonna go hit up the hidden cave over there for some more smithing stones just to push us into like a bit of a safe territory. Because as it stands, rot is kind of what's carrying us through all of our stuff right now. And I probably should go pick up a lantern after this, just so we can see where we're going in the darkness. And there is a technical boss fight over there, but they don't drop anything worth us getting. There are some bosses where I'm just like, you can just straight up skip them because they're not worth the time. Alright, into this particular troublesome cave. And I forgot to go get a lantern. I really hate it when I do this to myself. Yeah, the number one source of my problems is, in fact, myself. Like, the most powerful enemy is, in fact, myself. Somehow. You would think with everything trying to kill me, it would not be myself, but no. The most dangerous enemy is in fact myself. And wait, what? Although, funny enough, I can actually just take out everything from up here. And I gotta love that, for some reason, the Perfumer bolt does not trigger the built-in dodge mechanic. That is becoming more and more of a convenience for me. Like, I just use Rot, and then, we go from there. Alright, let's get into a better position before I start trying to shoot this guy. There we go. Well, okay, this may be a problem. There is a Lindell Knight here for some reason. And my first response to that is like, why the hell is there a Lindell Knight here? Oh, did that guy just use Square Off? Or Determination? I'm not sure which skill he used. But that's absolutely terrifying that just a random mob in the middle of nowhere can use one of the most broken skills in the game. Like, every so often, you're just like, wait, why is this the thing? Gotta love how the crossbow has a pretty dang long range. Like it's a good thing I figured out that you can... Oh, there's a second knight? Oh, that's not good at all. Oh, holy shit, this guy can shoot lightning from nowhere. Well, that's a very unpleasant surprise. Like, I do not remember this random one-off dungeon being this tough. But there's the, Oh, okay. So we actually had to come this way in order to, like, open up the boss room, apparently. Like, that is a big surprise, to be honest. Anything over this way? No? Okay. Exalted Flesh and a Golden Rune. Like, that is another thing. In the Convergence mod, they have made it so you do kind of have to explore, like, everything. Because there are certain things that require you to use levers. Well, this dropped an item. Rune Arc. somber stone. Yes, yes, please give me all the somber stones. All the smithing stones we could possibly need. Large somber stone. Ooh. Use that on my crossbow. Pickaxe as a rare random drop. Smithing stone. So, is there gonna be an enemy around this corner? No, but there's another somber stone, which we're gonna need. Alright, we gotta deal with the scaling that's begotten. But thankfully, the power of rot should trivialize this. And for some reason, he's not dodging any of my arrows. What? Shimmering Rune of Lightning. Alright. This is weird, because typically speaking... what? Okay, I think I may have stumbled upon an area I've never been to. Wait, what? Weird random shortcut to Castle Morn. What? Okay, this is weird. So, apparently Morn Tunnel has a secret shortcut to, Morn Castle. That is a bit weird. I'm curious to see where it leads here. So, I think I'm gonna go upgrade my weapons here, and then we will return right back to this. Because this was not in the base game. Because I'm 100% confident that is not in the base game.
Well, I took it no matter it's lay out your own.
+4. And we're at a +3 dagger. Ashes of War. So, unfortunately, there's no, like, blatant, just arcane scaling in this. Like, for some reason, they, insist on it scaling with int as well. But we'll go with Aberrant, because Aberrant is the, best for the knife at the moment. Because, for whatever reason... Oh, okay, so this, for whatever reason... Oh, this allows us to bypass all of the, Castle Morn stuff and go straight to the boss fight up here. Okay, that's a nifty little thing to learn. Let's pump some points into vigor here. So we technically have 30 vigor. And I'm thinking we can go take on Margit now. Let's go take on, like, the first true major roadblock and see how well we stack up. And I teleported to the wrong thing. Only Indiana Smash can screw up teleporting to the wrong place. Alright, saddle up my horse. I do wonder what arrows could I make right now. Like, I could make bleed bolts if we're really, really in need of that. And I don't think this forested area behind the, I don't think this forested area is part of the, base game either. Fairly certain it's not. And there's random wolves falling from the sky. God. Like, who decided this was okay? Who hurt someone enough to make them decide that wolves randomly falling from the sky was an okay thing? Alright, grab the golden seed. Because we do need more flasks. Like, the only thing that prevents me from really hopping into the DLC is the fact that you need all the flasks, pretty much. But at the same time, yeah. So, this is gonna be where things are gonna be pretty difficult. On account of, like, one thing. There is a bunch of enemies here that are very resistant to my crossbow. Because all of them have shields. Ooh, free smithing stone. So, the developers of the game, of the mod, quickly realized that there would be people like me who would try to bypass this by running past everything on their horse. So they put this knight and a door in the way. They're just like, no speed running this for you. Which I will commend them for trying. I will commend them for trying to stop me from speedrunning things. That being said, I'm just going to fill Margit the Fell with a bunch of rot arrows and be on my way.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition. Someone must extinguish thy flame. Let it be Margit the Fell.
Ooh boy. Thou art a passing skill.
Royal blood must truly run in thy veins. Tarnished.
And I wasn't able to drink fast enough. Yeah, so problem with this is the crossbow really does not have a lot of time to react if you cannot reload in time. Like, strangely enough, though, Margit did not try to actively dodge my arrows anytime we were doing this. So I'm thinking that Margit may or may not be coded to dodge that. Alright. Well, we defeated the first roadblock on our road to claiming the Elden Ring. Through the power of rot. Yeah, unfortunately, we're gonna continue to find that rot is gonna fall off pretty dang hard. Which is kind of why we need to get into the,
You there? Come over here, would you? It's tightly. Oh, the guard you breached. Yeah, you're just.
Now, we're gonna kill Gestak.
What's it?
Now, it's important to know that this guy is actually, like, loaded on HP. Then again, it was originally going to be a thing where Gestak might have actually been, like, one of Godric's children.
Always me.
Like, I believe in, like, some cut content, like, they were planning on making, Gestak, like, one of the many children of, Godric, but they cut that. But then again, Godric is such, like, a monstrous, being that it's kind of hard to, like, connect people to him. Alright, bad bird. Alright, so this is where we get to have a bit of a challenge here. So, unfortunately, we were unable to stop them from alerting the rest of the guards here. And oh wait, I actually need to go and pick up a lantern. Because there are several parts of this that are just, like, super dark. So let's go pick up the lantern from the round table here. Yeah, pick up the lantern, offer the bell bearings. And while I'm here, let's go, slap, another upgrade on the, crossbow.
Well, I took you no matter how you're on.
Yeah, it's only, like, +5 more damage. Like, the silly thing is, like, the crossbow, no matter what you do with it, just does not get, like, any damage buffs. Like, you really kind of just want to use it as, like, a way of getting status effects on things. Stormhawk feather. But the additional, like, scaling does eventually help out. And there's gonna be a... Oh! I was thinking there was gonna be a guy around the corner, but no, it turns out, it was, this guy. Like, I was fully prepared for there to be a guy around the corner. Oh, oh, there was a guy around the corner. Okay. Oh, I forgot to, where's my lantern? Oh, there it is. Yep. Throw on my lantern so I can actually see in the dark. Now, there's this guy around the corner. Now, fortunately, with my bolts here, like, I can generally 1 to 2 shot these guys. This knight being a thing, though, is gonna be a problem. Especially because I cannot seem to lock onto him at the moment. Whoops. And I fell down. Help! Help! A tarnished has fallen, and he can't get up. Alright, yeah, okay. Ooh, St. Trina's arrow. Gotta love how I'm just, like, stealth killing, like, all of these guys. Like, typically speaking, in Elden Ring, if you want to, like, stealth kill things, you have to use, like, night sorcery. And that requires a crap ton of, like, points, like, dumped into intelligence and, like, picking up a number of items to make your stealth super stealthy. Oh! Whoa! Caught me by surprise there. Whoop, and I'm stuck in a wall. There we go. Yeah, also, reason why you kill Gastok is, if you kill Gastok, you generally don't get the cutscene. But we need the key from, this area to move on. So we'll grab the item over here. Just barely dodge the fire-throwing jerk. And they added a nice sight of grace here. Which is nice and all. Until you realize that means you're gonna have to go a lot farther than you normally would. Alright, let's level up Arcane once more so I can get more damage. Now there's gonna be a guy around. No guy around there? What? Like, I am just so used to, like, the, base Elden Ring, enemy locations where it's just like, when there's not an enemy there, I'm just like, what the heck? Yeah, I'm just going on a rampage throughout this castle. Like, imagine just some guy with a crossbow just, like, randomly pops up in your castle, and you're just like, who is this guy who is just, like, tearing through all of our men and doesn't seem to run out of ammunition? Of course, the real problem is, those guys who, have, like, range on me. And I'm having to get increasingly creative with, my angles on my shots. Now, unfortunately, we are going to have to, and now. There we go. Now, we don't have to go this way. But I feel like this is the way we should go. Yeah. Okay. And there's gonna be a boss fight around this corner. Yeah. And that's what we want for our crossbow. Any enemy up here? No? Okay. Probably a hidden item down there that I missed. But this gets us to where we need to be. At least on paper. So let's take a rest here. Now, I'll be honest, it's not worth going this way. Yeah, somehow I am just missing all my shots. You would think for all the trouble that I just went through there would be something over there, but there's not. Oh, this guy's corpse is actually stuck up there. That's impressive. Oh, well, I guess I'm not getting whatever rare item that is. I'm sorry, Senor Jara. But I cannot let you do that. Now, from the looks of it, I can, in theory, hop on down here. And bypass a number of things. So I'm gonna go see if I can upgrade my crossbow again. Because right now, until I can get better things, the crossbow is really my only option. And don't even get me started on the shield. The shield does nothing for me. It does no protection, really. Like, why do I even have this equipped? Oh yeah, to boost immunity, that's why.
I took you no matter to lay out your own.
Oh, okay, so we've maxed out my, my crossbow there. Okay, that's good to know. Well, okay, well, I just wasted my time there. So, into the left side chamber. So, we're actually gonna go do an optional boss fight here. Because I feel like the optional boss fight will get me some things I want. And are you gonna let me pick this up or not? Golden rune. Oh, is there something around here? No, there's not. Interesting. Would have thought there would have been something there. Arteria leaf. Don't be trying to sneak up on me. I am a man with a crossbow who knows what he's doing. Somewhat. Although I will say we do need all of these smithing stones because the amount of equipment I am going to have to upgrade later is going to be absolutely bonkers. And ooh, large smithing stone. Alright, there's gonna be an enemy down here, I guarantee it. And I was right. Fortunately, the power of rot prevails. Deathrite dagger. Ooh, poison bloom. Does this mean I can, craft poison bolts? Yes. Alright. So, poison bolts will be helpful later. I am not doing a good job of dodging things. Like, I will say that, Rot has seemingly took out more than half of its health. There we go. Well, that is Banished Knight Evangel. That being said, okay, so in the Convergence mod, I actually feel that, based on the fact that, you actually get punished for summoning things because it takes chunks out of your HP instead of MP, it's not really worth it to use, the summoning mechanic. Like, summoning in this has its own entirely new set of mechanics, and it's not really worth going into the amount of trouble you have to work around it. At least as far as I am aware. There's probably somebody who's figured out how to break it, though. Alright, let's grab this over here, and... ooh, imbued stone sword key. I'm gonna need that. Yeah, gotta love how Rot has just absolutely carried me these past 2 hours. Zephyr Blades. Alright, yeah, that guy was a problem. Couldn't lock onto him. Glaive. Misericord. Blue-white wooden shield. Oh, of course there's a guy around here that I couldn't see. Yeah, that just leads to our death. But free items are free items. And there is the grafted scion that I have no interest in fighting at the moment. Yeah, interestingly enough, for whatever reason, our Perfumer's bolt just does not trigger the, dodge mechanic. Now, we're gonna make our way back up after we activate this. And we can go dump some more points into Vigor and Arcane. Because as it stands, Vigor and Arcane are all that we're really using. Because because of our equipment, we have 31 Vigor and 37 Arcane. So now we need to head back to the lift side chamber, and we need to make our way over to, Godric. Godric is, behind some pretty heavy fortifications this time around. And I will say, having a crossbow here makes dealing with the stupid birds so much easier. Like, the number one main reason to play like a character with some sort of ranged attack is to just deal with the birds. Those birds are like nigh impossible to hit without a ranged weapon.
Be proud. Well, tarnished are you? I am the fellow. I'm here by decree. How utter this grafting of his tainted the vote. If you intend, I ask you, call the winds run uncertain. Up as fellow down whatever. Apology as fellow down whatever.
Alright. We did our obligatory talk to her. Just absolutely cream that guy. And there is a mini-boss here that I am just going to have to hope I can quickly deal with. There we go. Okay. So we know that that kind of enemy has built-in dodge to at least the, rot arrows. Like, for whatever reason, the Perfumer's bolt does not seem to pick up as something they can dodge. I'm not sure why. Still not sure why, but oh well. Oh, we got jars. And for some reason I cannot lock onto this guy specifically. Living jar shard. Yeah, I don't like fighting those guys, but they don't give you a lot of choice. Like, in this, all of the jars are automatically aggro. I wonder what Jarburg is like in this. I wonder if they made any changes to Jarburg. Just imagine showing up to Jarburg and just, like, everybody's automatically hostile. And Alexander just, like, becomes a raid boss. Alternate timeline, Alexander never leaves the village and just becomes, like, the most OP enemy out there. Yeah, Alexander just somehow automatically becomes the most overpowered enemy in the game. Blade of Valor. Surprise! Alright, let's go this way. Yeah, I can turn off my, Oh, that's rude. That's very rude of you. I can probably shoot him from over here. I have the high ground. Like, I was gonna let you guys, like, live. But no, you had to be all rude and shoot first. That was a lie. I was totally not gonna let him live. Stormcaller? Yeah. Yeah, now that I figured out that you can, in fact, actually aim with the crossbow, it's actually pretty bonkers. Smithing Stone, Gilded Great Shield. Oh, let's see where this area leads to. Oh, okay, there's enemies over here that, okay, there's a bunch of these guys that just randomly spawned in. I swear. Wait, what? Like, I know I'm wasting my time going this way, but I'm now curious as to where this leads. Oh, okay. This literally just leads me back around to this area. Weird, but okay. Like, that's a weird addition. But you know what? And not the strangest thing they could have added. Oh, but I did miss an item down this alleyway. Large smithing stone. Very nice. So now we do a bit of backtracking. And jump here. Now, I do not believe there's any reason to go that way anymore. So we can move on, jump past that. Pull the lever, Kronk! I'll go ahead and heal up here. Add a charge to our flask. Put another level into Arcane. Yeah, okay, I am switching the location of that. Because, problem is, I really don't want to have to, like, do a lot of switching. Okay, so let's go ahead and, go fight Godric here. Alright. Gibby the Grafted, I have come to bargain.
Mighty dragon, thou the true-born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights. Well. Alone tarnished. Playing as a lord. I command thee, kneel! I am the lord of all that is golden.
Yeah, okay, so anytime he does that whirlwind, we are in financial trouble. Whoops, okay. This may be a problem. I cannot dodge roll out of this. And that's a problem. Okay. So, this may in fact be the first major roadblock for us, on account of the fact that Godric is a bit of a problem. So, Godric is actually heavily designed to be very, very anti-archery. Almost hilariously so. Because he will actually deflect your arrows back at you. Which is a problem. And I was unable to heal in time. That's on me. not exactly high performance there. Oh, that is some BS. And I wasn't able to roll into that. Alright, that only took 4 tries, but that was not a good fight.
One day, we'll return together to our home.
Probably didn't help that I didn't go grab the church right over there. But that is the first required boss of the run. Alright, so, first order of business, Godric's Great Rune increases HP by 10%. And increases rune acquisition. So, outside of that, there's really only one thing left to do here in Limgrave, and that is to hit up that church over there. So, we're gonna go do that, because I would like to get that knocked out before I forget about it, and kick myself for it later. The next stop we would make is actually somewhere we were just at earlier. But we're gonna have to go over that way at some point. Like, we could probably go try knocking out the second boss. Ooh, large smithing stone, nice. Alright, we pick up this side of Grace for later. Alright. Continue on my way on my pony. Deal with these guys as we walk along. Hop, skip, and a jump through here. Ignore everything else. Yeah, there's no point in doing Alexander's quest line. In the Convergence mod. Like, unfortunately, the Convergence mod makes some of the, quest lines completely pointless. But we are gonna wanna pick up the, Fulgur Bloom stuff. So, Map of Tricia's Secret is a quest line that was added into the game that's entirely specific to, the, Perfumer, really. Alright, this person sells some somber stones and smithing stones, as well as an alluring pot. Bandit Mask really doesn't do as much good. None of these are really all that useful, but never having to talk to that guy again will save us time. Alright, off we go! We got a church to visit, and, some things to pick up. Like, I am gonna need more runes to start crafting more of the different bolts to just carry us through things. Because, there is a boss over here that we're gonna have to deal with really quickly. And unfortunately, trying to fight this thing on horseback is not a good idea. Yeah, interestingly, anytime you inflict this thing with Rod, it automatically stuns it. Because the rate at which I inflict rot upon this thing is so high that it's absolutely bonkers. Now we're gonna go ahead and get whatever is down in here. If there's a hidden boss fight down here, and I get absolutely smashed by it, I deserve it. Okay. Go ahead and... Ooh, Enchanted Remnant. Okay. That has some magical stuff. Like, it'd be really nice if I had, like, the stamina regeneration talisman. That would actually be pretty nice. Alright, is there anything up here? Nope. I was hoping that would be, like, some sort of, like, thing they added on, but no, it's empty. Alright, now we're gonna hop on up the hill, and there should be an NPC invader up here. Yep, NPC invader. Okay, so, today we learned that, while this person can detect the, rot bolts, they cannot, in fact, detect the, perfumer bolts. That is good to know. And we get a free golden seed from that. So, we're gonna take a quick trip to the round table. Because I need some more supplies to craft some different bolts. Because certain bolts require certain things. And we need, which one was it? Equipment? No, it was item crafting. Because ideally speaking, we make bleed bolts and poison bolts. So now I need, 2 thin beast bones. So now we make, poison bolts. And I don't really need magic and lightning yet. But lightning would be absolutely broken at this point. So, reason we need, poison is we basically need to, have, like, an option for, physical damage. No, not physical. We basically need it for when certain things are completely immune to, certain effects. So, I'm thinking we go ahead and just head on over to, Castle Morn Town and clear out a good chunk of that. We could go straight to the boss fight, but I have a reason for not doing that. And my reason for not heading straight to the boss fight is there is a bunch of things that we're just gonna clearly need to go pick up while we're over here. The first being, there is a big enemy over here we actually have to go take care of in the form of, this guy. Who is not pleased by my filling him up with, rot. Okay, well, that's a problem. Well, okay, that's a thing. Game did not want me doing that. And I forgot to put on my flask there for the extra damage. So for whatever reason, there is a invisible barrier around here that prevents you from using your horse. But if I hang out over here, it's not going to effectively be able to hit me. So we just cheese this. Okay, for some reason, that pulled me towards it. But there's a ladder over here. And I remember this from my, run where I was just like, there's gotta be some way to get to the super annoying enemy that causes problems over here. Yeah, there is a golem here that we're gonna have to get rid of. Oh, this is where you get the Golem Greatbow? Huh. Well. Okay. Here's to hoping it doesn't respawn when I go to rest at the site of Grace. Yeah, reason we come over this way is one, to take care of that thing. Yeah, okay, my arcane is not quite at the level we want it to be, but it's getting there. So now we go rest at the site of Grace and hope to dear Lord that that thing is not gonna respawn later. But we have reached the 2.5 hour mark of stream. I am going to be right back because it is 9 o'clock. I need to go check on my mom, make sure she's taking her meds, and go use the restroom. So we will be right back, everyone. Alright, we are back, and we will continue exploring. So if we go to the right, we end up going down what is known as the Path of Madness. And it's important to note that everything here is inflicted with madness. And there are going to be a lot of shielded enemies. But there's lots of large smithing stones we can pick up here. Which is kind of why I'm inclined to look around here at least. Especially when I'm going to need all of the upgrade material later on. Unfortunately, oh, ow. Oh yeah, all of the fire apparently damages us. I forgot about that bit. I will say, all of the large smithing stones are greatly appreciated. Really cannot wait for, like, the automatic crossbow in the DLC. Like, the crossbow that gives, like, 20, like, a bunch of, like, reloaded bolts is just gonna be absolutely broken. Thing is, though, is, like, I will have to get to the DLC to get all the good stuff. And unfortunately, until we get up to, like, what is 60 vigor, I do not feel comfortable entering the abyss that is the DLC. Now, I will admit I am very concerned about the large horde of enemies over in the other direction. That is very concerning. Because, these guys seemingly have a lot of HP. Like, I may have unlimited arrows, but all of these guys are inflicted with madness. I don't know if they can shoot lasers or anything, but I don't want to find out. And these guys have more HP than, like, most trash mobs. Like, these guys have over 1,000 HP. That's how terrifying these guys are. Yeah, I figured there was gonna be some sort of trap here. Alright, so those guys resurrect, maybe. But one thing's for sure certain, I am getting some runes from this. So I can't complain about that. Runes that I desperately need, may I add. Oh! Oh! No, I'm being violated. I do not consent. I do not consent to that. There's someone they forgot to ask there. Now, is there anything over here? Like, I'm expecting something to jump out of the water. But apparently there's not. So, let's see. Is there anything around here that I should be aware of? Like, this looks like a path to, like, some sort of secret area. Or secret item. Oh! Giant madness crab. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa there! That's terrifying. A gigantic crab that spews madness mist? Who made that? Alright, yeah, okay, there is a, yeah, that is not worth it. Like, I believe that just leads to, like, a bunch of, madness-related spells. So I have no reason to go that way. So we will now go over the left side of the town, because there's certain items over there that will need to be picked up as well. Alright. 40 arcane. Alright, now we gotta deal with a bunch of beastmen. But there's plenty of smithing stones for me to collect while I'm here. Yeah, that guy had some, that guy had some pretty... Oh! Guy around the corner. Who did not get staggered on rot. That is good to know. Yeah, some of these enemies I'm just like... Some of these enemies I am very surprised by. Just simply on account of the fact that what you would think would normally stagger them does not. We gotta take out the big guy. Big guy in the center taken out. Golden rune. Nice. Money, money, money. Always funny in a rich man's world. Alright, we got a perfumer up ahead. My own worst enemy. Like, I hear a, mandolin somewhere. A mandolin or a violin. Not sure which. Alright, let's see. What is this here? A rancor pot. Gotta love how, like, If I can get all 3 of my shots off with the crossbow, it's pretty much a guaranteed kill on, like, all of these trash mobs. Alright, so there's gotta be a way to get up there. That's what I want to know. Alright, let's look around for a bit. Okay, there's a thing back here. Poison spray mist. Oh, there's a bunch of jellyfish down there. Now, is there gonna be somebody up here? I don't... And I just fell to my death. Ah! Well... That's on me. I hit the wrong button. I pressed B instead of Y. Oh, now I have to grind my way back. Ugh. Ah, rip me. Well, at least I know I can speed my way through this. Since I know where all the enemies are. Take a right turn here. Deal with the Perfumer that's around the corner. Shoot him in the back. Alright. Alright, let's go get my runes back. Professional bad player at the game. That perfectly describes what I am. At least I didn't lose too many runes. Alright, let's see here. Yoink. Yoink. And back down we go. No enemy up here. Like, I swore there was an enemy up here, but I guess not. Like, then again, it's been, like, several months since I, like, actually played through the Convergence mod. Because, like, I played through it with my friends. And we ended up, like, jumping around to a lot of things and not doing things in any particular order. Because we had no idea what we were doing. Which is generally what the Convergence mod feels like. Because in Elden Ring, I'm usually like, I know exactly what I'm doing, I know exactly the order of things I need to do. And the Convergence mod is just like, nope, you're gonna have to run around a lot. So, the broken Perfumer sensor is part of Tricia's secret. And we basically have to get all of these things to, basically repair the item. Which, it's actually doable for me right now. Provided I was actually willing to go get the items. Because I am interested in doing that side quest because we are playing as the Perfumer. And it makes sense that it's a Perfumer thing. We should at least look into doing that. Because I completely ignored that side quest when I was playing through as, the Wayfarer. Which, by the way, I forgot to, like, download the Twitch VODs for that. Meaning I didn't actually get to, post it anywhere. And Twitch auto-deleted those. Which, big sad, whatever. Like, not something worth really getting super upset about. Oh! That guy's playing a violin. That's what I was hearing. Okay. Like, I was wondering why I was hearing, like, string music, and then it's just like, it was a violinist the entire time. Feel dumb, Indy. Stand dumb. Alright, so let's go ahead and burn my runes. $30 arcane and 30 vigor. Yeah, we don't really need attack power at the moment. Alright. So, boss fight time. So this is the Leonine Misbegotten. And Rot does an insane amount of damage to him. And I cannot avoid him. There we go. Enemy felled. So that was the Leonine Misbegotten. And beyond here, we have the poor souls of Castle Morn that have been burned alive. And somehow in the Convergence mod timeline, the massacre here at Castle Morn is even worse. That is both impressive and terrifying. Okay, let's see what's in this treasure chest. High page gloves. Uplifting aromatic. And a, ladder. Now, this is probably not the right way to go, but... Who shot me? Oh, there's a guy on a turret back there. Don't worry, we can just rot this guy to death from back here. Well, he's dead. Well, not my problem anymore. Alright, that's some free bolts. Howdy there. Hi there. Bye there. Yeah, okay, so, this is one of those things where you have to go up to it and you unlock something somewhere, I guess. Like, that's usually how those go. Now the question is, where do I go from here? And it looks like I go this way. And we died. Okay. All right. This is kind of a problem with this game. You either go too far and you die, or you don't. And I somehow overshot that pretty drastically. Okay. So I'm probably gonna have to work my way around just to get up to there. That's just how we're gonna have to do it. Yep, okay, so we're gonna have to make my way all the way back around in order to get my runes. Gosh darn it. Okay, well, not a big deal. Indiana Smash has been in worse situations before. Oh, there's a ladder I could kick down over there. Okay. Well, next time I'm over here, we will have to kick that down. But since I know what I'm doing, I can just rush through here and get right back to where my runes are. Whoa! Okay, that guy just had random explosive bolts out of nowhere. Completely out of left field, by the way. No warning. But that's kind of to be expected. Yeah, my leg has gotten tangled up in my, my headphone cords. Alright, so, now we know that you are supposed to kick this ladder down. So I'm coming back for my runes here, which are, like, there. No! God damn it. Alright. I will say that somehow going over that somehow creates a massive momentum swing downwards. And I have no control over that, apparently. And that is annoying, yes. But we can deal with it because I was smart enough to put up the ladder here. But God, that's kind of frustrating sometimes. Like there is. Like, one thing they definitely need to improve on is the parkour in Elden, in, like, whatever the next Souls game is. Like, allowing us to jump is amazing, yes. And that knight just fell to his death. Alright. Okay. We actually made it over this time. Alright, so now we've dealt with all of Gestok's cousins there. Gestok's many, many, many inbred cousins. Although, interestingly, the golem does not respawn if you take him out, which is great, because, I did not enjoy, being shot at by the golem on my first playthrough of the, Convergence mod. Alright, I remember there's treasure over this way. But I also remember there being a big fight here. Oh well. The power of rot is overwhelming. Alright. Claymore? Yeah? Yeah, all you really need to beat the game is Claymore, by the way. So, thing about the Claymore is the Claymore gets Lion's Claw, which is by default one of the, like, easiest to use Ash of Wars in the game. It also does an insane amount of poise damage to, like, a good chunk of enemies. So much so that I'm fairly certain they've had to, like, almost nerf it several times. Still works, though. Especially on blunt weapons. Blunt weapons are ridiculous sometimes. Alright, so this is the part where I basically let them kill each other. Yeah, there's so many of these guys fighting, it actually causes my frame rate to drop. Yeah, there is actually some pretty significant frame drop just from all of the enemies fighting. Also, doesn't help there's a bunch of perfumers. Budding cave moss. Alright, we will go up this way. Logic says keep going higher, and of course there's this guy here. The path of the fundamentalist is now open. Alright, come on. Yeah, really, really should make that trip to get the, jar cannon. I mean, cannon, just for the explosive bolts. Alright, is there a way around down here, or no? Okay. We go this way, then. Oh. Yeah, the further we go in here, the higher the HP values of these guys become. And there is a ladder we can kick. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of, like, ladders around here you can apparently just kick because they're just hidden. Now, I could fight this thing fair and square. Or I can do things the tarnished way and, just blow them up. Beast lure pot. And I am stuck in here in not a good position. Yeah, okay. So, this is the thing we opened earlier. This is probably going to be one of the spell runes, I believe. I'm fairly certain I missed this on my previous playthrough. Glowing Rune of Order. Oh, shoot. Okay. Now, that was bad guy. Alright, so, We have to parkour. This is gonna suck. No! Ah! Fuck me. Alright. For whatever reason, it wants to turn my camera to the right at that exact point. Which really throws you off. So, fortunately, we have been blessed with the various ladders I have set up. Downside is we now have to go through all that again. Like, one thing I do point out is that the Convergence mod has gone out of its way to make some of the runbacks in this game quite brutal. Alright. So we pretty much have to... Okay, what is going on here? Alright, so I think we have a unique problem. As soon as I cross the, cross a certain point here, namely here, there is some sort of, like, lag spike. And we have to work around that. Okay. Which is not good. Alright. The power of rot compels you to screw off, sir. Alright, please tell me there's a site of grace nearby. Oh wait, yeah, there is. I think. Yeah, there is. So now we gotta go down these series of bridges. Can't hit someone if they're not in your aiming distance, buddy. I'm just walking along, causing no untold amounts of chaos for all those I come across. Oh, there was a bridge there that I could have just, like, walked across. Instead of risking my life doing some sort of death-defying jump. That would have been nice to know about. I know I'm getting close to the boss. Because the boss is over there, and... Okay, the number of enemies just drastically increased over here. Whoa! Whoa there, buddy. Oh, hey, we found the whip. Oh, okay, so there's a Knight of Lindell over here. Whoops. Alright, what's over here? This is a golden seed, baby! Woo! Need more of those. Alright. So, we have these things here. And I'm just going to do the smart thing and just rot it to death. Oh, they can heal themselves. That's terrifying. Yeah, let me stack, both poison and rot. Yeah, it is most displeased. Oh! Oh, it can jump up here! Oh, that's crazy! Well, did not expect that. Okay. To be fair, that was completely out of left field for me. Because, I don't think I've ever seen a land octopus jump that high. Like, I kid you not, I have never seen that happen before. Like, how was I supposed to know a octopus that isn't some sort of Pokemon was capable of jumping like that? I thought that was only something like an Octillery or like a Tentacruel could do. Oh, well, we're in trouble. Fundamentalist. Hammer of Virtue. The righteous hammer of the Lord. shall rain down upon you like nobody's business. Or something like that. For I am the righteous hand of God. Or something like that. Like, my Southern Baptist preacher impression is not exactly all that, not exactly all that good. Nope, nope. Another point into vigor. Alright, so. I'm gonna go on record to say that this is gonna suck. On the upside, we now know that this guy is weak to rot. Downside is this guy pretty much copies Godfrey's moveset. Whoops, okay. Well, we won. That is the second required boss of the... Oh, nope, not required, but... second major boss. Yeah, interestingly, there's no, no sign of grace here. Now, I am interested in seeing where this takes me. So, let's see where this takes me, folks. And this took me to some sort of Florida-esque location. Needless to say, I am not happy about that. There is a site of grace over here we need to get to. Whoa! Whoa there! That is incredibly rude. Well, fuck me sideways. Okay. Okay. we are going to... I am going to need to craft the holy bolts here. Because I'm going to have to teleport back and get my runes. Right, what is it going to take to create the, oh, found near minor Erd trees. Okay. We're gonna run and grab my stuff and go. We are going to perform the ancient art of gacha and go. And I apparently cannot, Oh, okay. So, they have put in a change here that prevents me from, grabbing that. I am gonna have to kill this thing. Provided I can actually, heal up. Alright. So... we have no reason to really stick around here. And I think our next order of business here is basically just gonna be hitting up the round table here, seeing what equipment of mine we can upgrade. And I think we will attempt to get into the DLC after I, no, we aren't doing that just yet. There's a couple things we're actually going to need to do. We are gonna need to, like, go get more upgrade materials. And there's a couple places we can go for that. But a couple levels would also be a good idea. So, first order of business, where is it? Okay, there we go. So, we're gonna run around and grab a bunch of locations. So, let's see here. So, objectively speaking, there's a couple things I want to go grab before I do anything else. The main one being, some places like this, where there is a Erd tree, and I need to find a, bunch of, Erd flowers. Like, there should be some Erd flowers around here. And I need those to craft the holy bolts. Because, there's a couple enemies that we need, Okay, invisible wall is invisible wall. Okay, there seemed to be some sort of invisible wall there. Tarnished golden sunflower. Yeah, okay, this is apparently, not what we're looking for. Because, we need, we need golden sunflowers. But we'll go get the other teleport site as well. Just to, just to go grab that. Because, we basically need to keep upgrading our ammo. Our ammunition. Okay, that is, north. South of area. We basically need to upgrade our ammo supply, because we need holy, lightning, and magic. Like, sleep, unfortunately, isn't going to do us much good. And magic crab is magic crab. Whoa, okay, that can shoot crystals out of his mouth. Okay. And I am now stuck. There we go. So, with that out of the way, we're gonna head back to the round table real quick. And see if we can buy the things we need to craft our additional ammunitions. From the, husk. So, let's see here. Nope, like, we are gonna need, like, 6 of these. Alright. That's a golden sunflower, yeah. Like, I think it's the golden sunflower. Let me check here. Oh, we need 2 golden sunflowers. Okay, so there's the lightning. So, that's the golden sunflower we need. Craft the Halig Bolt. And we're gonna want, ideally, the magic bolt. Because we have the blood. Deathblight, we'll have to hold off on. And Deathblight, unfortunately, really only works on human enemies. Which, that is very far and few between. But it would be useful going into the, magic area. Sleep, unfortunately, is really kind of useless against most things. But with lightning and, holy, we're at least set on that. Alright, so that at least gets me the bolts I need. Alright, put another point into vigor. So I'm technically at 42 vigor. That is nowhere near enough to take on the DLC. We need at least 20 to 40 more levels to go do that. Now there is in fact a way I could get a bunch of runes, but even then that would not push me over the edge. And honestly, I don't want to waste this just yet. Like, unfortunately, there's nothing for bleed in here, really. But there is a way we could get a bunch of runes. Like, I'm deciding whether or not that's worth it. Because what I think I'll do is I'll go get those runes. Why not? Because I am gonna have to go that way eventually, and I am gonna need those sites of graces. We're gonna go slay a dragon, but it's not gonna be heroic. Like I kind of put off doing this because I really don't like going over this way unless I have to. But I will have to go this way to get to Farum Azula, because the boss to get to Farum Azula is actually hidden in the area here, as well as a bunch of things that we actually end up having to do later. So we'll grab the Site of Grace. And be on our way. So, I'll be honest, fighting the dragon, not interested. Specifically this dragon here, because I don't have the, rot-proof charm at the moment. Because, the Convergence mod does have, like, a rot-proofing charm. But, at the same time, you only get that, like, after defeating some of the late game bosses. So I'm gonna make the executive decision to go around the dragon. Because any sort of rot attack is just absolutely gonna demolish me. And we're gonna switch over to, which one was it? Not that one. We're gonna switch over to Bleed, which is unfortunately vastly inferior to, the rot arrows I've been using. So, the thing about, crossbow bolts is there's a good chunk of them that are kind of absolutely worthless. Once you get a better option. Number one, the bleed requirement is kind of absurd for a lot of reasons. To be honest, you are better off not even bothering with the bleed bolts outside of exactly what I'm going to go do. And even then, I will be switching over to my tiny little knife for what I am going to do. But while I'm over here, I'm going to grab all these runes. Every little rune counts at this point. So now we got to deal with the Erd Tree Guardian over here, which unfortunately, part of the reason why I switched over here is you can't rot the dang thing because it's already rotted. Fortunately, there is a Stake America here, so I'm not too concerned. But I chew through most of its health with fire anyways, so it's not a big deal. Elemental advantages are a thing, and it is a wise choice to take advantage of them. The Rotten Staff. Shame, really, that you can't power level. No, it's a shame you can't cast spells with, like, the heavy staffs. Like, you would think that they would have added an option to where you could, like, cast spells using the heavy staff, but no. It's not a thing in this. Alright, so, we're gonna touch the Grace. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I need runes. Add charge to flask. And now we're gonna do something that will help us out later. So, we will be doing this here, and we will be basically attacking this tail repeatedly for a long time. But I have to get into a position to where I can actually hit the thing. Because this is where we're gonna have a problem. There we go. Like, the range on this knife is absolutely abysmal. But it does, in fact, proc bleed pretty efficiently since I have scaled with Arcane. Downside is, though, this is gonna take like a full 5 minutes just to kill the thing. Like, I kid you not, biggest flaw with this is you are gonna have to spend a couple minutes doing this here. This is why most people just grab the flail and do this, but I don't have the dex for it, and my knife is only for bleed. I do wonder, though, yeah, no, we can't actually even hit this thing. Yeah, this does nothing. Yeah, the crossbow doesn't even register this as a hittable target. Like, I will say, in using my physique definitely increased the amount of damage I'm doing here. But it takes more hits every time to proc the bleed. Alright, we're up. Okay, there we go. We got it. Like, that took 5 minutes of just whacking away at it with just this, like, completely blood-stained dagger. And that will get me significantly more points into Vigor, which is what we want. Now I can go back to using the Rot Bolts. Switch back over to that Talisman. So, we are going to attempt to enter the DLC. I technically have almost 50 Vigor. Like, before I end off stream, and because we're getting so close to where I need to go to bed, I should at least try entering the DLC. So we will attempt to enter the DLC, and we're gonna have to fight whatever boss is guarding the entrance. Which is apparently this large-ass scorpion. Oh, okay. That thing just instantly kills you. Okay. Oh shit, I can't even, heal up in time. Yeah, okay, I think at this point the Perfumer bolts actually did more. Okay. So we got an item called Golden Extract. So we can now enter the DLC. The downside is I'm fairly certain everything here will, in fact, kick my butt. But that's okay. Because we are heading back to the round table. Because it's getting late. My eyes are starting to get tired. So that's gonna be it for the stream. We got pretty far. And that's gonna be it for stream.